Let's tank Varimathras in Antorus on heroic and normal difficulty. Now this fight is a three-phase fight, the first being flames, he goes into frost and then he goes into fell. The last phase being a burn phase as the damage increases with every tick of damage that happens. For us as tanks, however, it's a pretty dull fight as we just stand there and need to manage our cooldowns correctly to survive the fight while staying in range of the other tank. So let's have a look at the fight. Now straight away on this fight, you're going to notice that the boss does a frontal cleave and it'll hit anyone in front of him. So you want to make sure the boss is always faced away. However, this becomes problematic as the tank, you need to be within 8 yards of the other tank so that they don't get the Alone in the Darkness debuff, which will just truck anyone who isn't within 8 yards of another player. So to counteract this, we kind of made like a V shape on the boss, making sure we had our 8-yard range indicator up so that was always within range of each other. Now, as I mentioned, the boss's main ability on the tanks is going to be Shadow Strike, and what this does, it's going to strike all players in front of the boss, inflicting 4.9 million shadow damage in a 15-yard cone. So make sure as tanks you're not stacked up, but you are making that 8-yard distance between each other. So you just want to make a nice tight V, get your range indicator up, get used to the positioning, and tank the boss like that. Really simple, you're just going to stand there. Now, after taking the Shadow Strike, you're going to get affected with Misery as well. And what Misery does is it's going to prevent all healing effects for 7 seconds. In addition, all physical damage taken is increased by 200%. So pretty much as soon as Shadow Strike goes out, you want to taunt the boss onto the other tank. And you just do a taunt swap like this. Now, every time Shadow Strike goes out, you want to have a cooldown up and reduce damage as much as possible, because you're not going to get in any healings after this for 7 seconds. And this is important mainly because the hit's going to be a large one. It's going to be a 5 million shadow damage hit. And on top of that, you're going to be taking the damage from, depending what phase you're in. So if it's fire, you're going to be taking 300k a second, frost 350, and then the fell one's going to be a stacking damage increase. So you definitely want to be using your damage reduction abilities when this ability goes out, and then using a big heal as soon as the debuff wears off. Now, once you get used to using your cooldowns and the taunting's correct, that's pretty much all you need to be worried about as a tank. It just needs a lot of precision. Now, as I said previously, the boss will also be pulsing AoE damage. Now, from 100% to 60%, he's going to be doing Torment of Flames. From 55 to 25%, he's going to be doing Torment of Frost. And from 20 to 0, he's going to be doing Torment of Fell. Now, the Flames is just a ticking damage which deals 350k damage every 1 second to the whole raid. Torment of Frost does the same amount of damage but also slows everyone by 40%. And Torment of Fell does 250k fire damage every 5 seconds. And then the damage of this effect is increased by 50% every time it ticks. So basically it's a burn phase for the last 20% of the fight. Now, Flames is just a healing thing. The healers just need to cover it. The Frost thing, if you've got any movement speed increases to help the raid when the ability Dark Fissure happens, just help the raid move out of it. You can use Raws if you're using a Guardian Druid, anything like that, just help yourselves get out of that ability. And the Fell phase is just, as I said, a burn phase. And depending how much DPS your guild's doing, you might want to lust at the start or lust for this phase. It's totally up to you guys and how comfortable you are with the last 20% of the fight. So now we've had a look at everything we need to be looking out for and stuff we need to be doing. Let's have a look at what the raid will be doing. Now, the raid will be stacking on one side of the boss at the back, so they won't be getting swiped by our tank mechanic. And they're going to be moving from left to right. This is because of Dark Fissures. And when they get Dark Fissures, you're just going to be moving sides. So they all stack up. Dark Fissure goes out. They move out of the Dark Fissure to the other side. Goes out again. They move back. As well as this, the raid will be getting 2 debuffs. The first is Mark Prey, where the boss is going to put lions on him and charge towards them without moving out of position, obviously. He sends like a shadowy version of himself towards him. And he hits the first person he sees and inflicts 1.5 million shadow damage and knocks the target back. The other debuff they're going to get is called Necrotic Embrace. And what this does is it's going to inflict 1.5 million shadow damage to the player. And after 6 seconds, when Necrotic Embrace expires, it spreads to all other players within 10 yards. So basically, the person needs to run out as far away from the raid as possible, because if they stay in, it'll spread to everyone. As you see in the kill video, right at the end, the person panics, can't click the lock portal, and spreads it to everyone, nearly wiping us before we get our kill. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it for this fight. Please like, comment and subscribe for more videos.